welcome to ukulele tutorial number 2, where we will learn our F chord in addition to the C and A minor chord. So before we get started, we're just going to recap what you would have learned in tutorial number 1 if you watched it, which is that we started out with the C chord and the A minor chord. The next one in the natural progression is F, and I'll show you why as we move forward. So just to recap, if I take my ukulele, and remember that your ukulele should be going in the opposite direction from mine. So mine is pointing with the headstock going this way, yours should actually be going opposite if you're playing it the right way. Your left hand should be around the neck, right hand should be strumming. I know it's a little confusing, but just get in the habit of always pointing yours in the opposite direction so that everything that you learn is working and fitting. Okay, so take a look at the C chord. So if you remember from last time, the C chord only uses one finger. It is your ring finger, third finger, on the 3rd fret of the A string. So you're going to put your 3rd finger down, and if you do that and you press down, you have your C chord. The second one that we learn is the A minor chord, which is your 2nd finger, which is your middle finger, comes all the way up here, kind of curves around, and it fits down on the 2nd fret of the G string. So 1, 2, 2nd fret, push down, make sure the strings underneath it are open. Your finger isn't accidentally touching any other strings, but curl it up. And if you strum there, that's what A minor should sound like. Now in the last video, what I was saying is I have a lot of students, both adult and younger students, that ask, well, do I have to have my fingers where the fingering chart says? Could I use a different finger for A minor? Could I use my 1st finger for A minor? Well, you can, but it's going to start causing you problems as you move forward, and today is one of those times that you're going to get to sort of see that happen. So if you're playing an A minor chord, the F chord, I'll put the graphic up, the F chord has one finger in common. It's the same finger. If you'll notice from the graphic, your 2nd finger is in the exact same place as A minor, but you have to add your 1st finger to the very 1st fret of the E string. Okay, now on mine, I have these marked it with green dots. So if you're in my class and we're using the colors, you want to put your 1st finger up here on this green dot, your 2nd finger right where it would go for A minor, and if you strum, if yours matches mine and what it sounds like, that's the F chord. So if you lift up your 1st finger but keep your middle finger down, it's A minor. If you add that 1st finger, it becomes F. So this is where that gotta use the right finger thing comes in, because if you start learning, you play A minor with your 1st finger and you have to go to F, you have to move your whole hand and switch hand positions to get there. So you really want to pay attention to where the chord charts and where the fingering charts tell you where to put your finger. So there's your F chord. So like I said in tutorial number 1, like I say in every tutorial, it's not about being able to play the chord. It's about being able to play the chord and move to another chord either before or after. And the more chords we introduce, the more different combinations you're going to have to learn. So in the first tutorial, the only thing we had to learn was going from C to A minor. There's only so many patterns you can do with that. But once you add in your F chord, now you have a whole other series of exercises you can do to practice, because you never know when you get a song what order the chords are going to be in. You might know that the song has C, A minor, and F in it, but you don't know if F comes first, if C comes first, if A minor comes first. You don't know, so you need to be ready to play any chord in any order, which is why we do these exercises. Now, I know exercises aren't always fun. I get it. I was never real big on exercises either, but if you want to play songs, you gotta do your exercises. So there's an attachment under this video with some exercises for C, A minor, and F. So what we're going to do together here is we're going to do a chord progression, and that's just a fancy word for, if you think about progress, it's moving forward, right? So a chord progression is where you progress from one to the next to the next. We're going to do 4 strums on C, then we're going to do 4 strums on A minor, and then we're going to do 4 strums on F, and then we're going to go back and do 4 strums on C. So I'll put the graphics up there. We're going to do 4 on each one, and I'm going to take a quick pause in between each one of those so that you can set your fingers where they need to be. So you're going to start 3rd finger, pink dot, right here, 3rd fret on a C chord. We'll do that 4 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 3, 4. Now switch to A minor, 2nd finger, and A minor, 2, 3, 4. Now stop. Now add that 1st finger down for F. Keep the A minor finger right where it's at. Strum 4 times on F. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then bring your 3rd finger back and play a C. Ready? C, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now, as you move forward with this, if you look at the exercises worksheet that I have for you under here, what it's going to do is have you play through different chords in different orders. So you might do C 4 times, F 4 times. Then you might do A minor 4 times, C 4 times, F 4 times. What I will tell you is that it is a very, very, very common progression in a song to go from C to F. So let's try just that, C to F, and then we'll stop and then you can work on the exercises on your own, okay? So let's start on C, 4 times on C, and then you have to jump to F position, and then back to C, and then jump to F position, okay? And I'll give you a little bit of a pause in there to work on that. So start on C, pink dot, 4 strums, 1, 2, 4 strums. C, 2, 3, 4. Now, lift your fingers up, get your middle finger and 1st finger down for F. Ready? Strum that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's go back to C. 3rd finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's switch up to F position. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now when you can make that switch pretty smoothly without having to have a big stop or pause in between, then you are ready to move on to the next tutorial, number 3, where we'll talk about F and adding in the G7 with that. But you really want to be able to smoothly go between all 3 of these chords, no matter what order they're in, before you move on to that. So you're getting there. Each time you do it, it gets easier and easier. That muscle memory is kicking in. So just keep it up. Don't give up. You're sounding great. Just keep going for it, all right?